I got a feeling that it's gonna be a wonderful day.
It's all about good morning.
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 How you doing?
Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the one, the only, the hot ravioli, El Presidente, Julian Nicholas. And I am here with my good friend, Adrian. How you doing, buddy? How you been? How you been? How you been?
I am doing great, Julian. We are also joined by... what's your name? I forgot.
Efren again.
Efren's in the house.
Yep. Mr. Nessie's in the house, and Coach... Garcia. Yep. Coach Garcia's in the house as well.
Well, it's a wonder to meet you, Coach Garcia.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem.
It's a fun Friday here on the Zebra Morning Show.
And you want to know what's going to get funner? If that's
Well, good thing your
weather.
English teacher's not here, but go ahead, go.
It's the weather, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, you always have to ruin the fun, Adrian.
We'll make it sweet. We'll make it short. Now here for you is the weather report.
Buenos dias, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently at 50 degrees, but do not worry, do not fret. We'll be at a high of 65 degrees, and it will be sunny, so that way Adrian will stop raining on my parade.
I don't rain on anybody's parade except you, Julian, because honestly...
Exactly.
Because honestly, I would let anyone have their parade, except you.
Ah.
I'm
You
just...
heard that, ladies and gentlemen? He's a buzzkill.
I feel the love here. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
These two have a friendship like no other.
I can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah.
I'm getting that vibe.
All right. Speaking of vibes, what's going on here at the school?
All right, let's see. Announcements here. The Homecoming Dance of 2022 starts on October 8th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets are on sale in advance for $7, at the doors for $10, and the Senior Gold Card for $5. Tickets are on sale the 27th and on October 4th during lunch or in room C209.
And on October 1st, the New Brunswick Domestic Violence Awareness Coalition takes place at Robert Wood Johnson's Community Health Promotion Program at 112 Patterson Street in the courtyard.
New Brunswick High School Yoga Club every first and third Wednesday of the month with Miss Moody in B204. First meeting is October 5th at 2:45.
Attention seniors. Coming up in October, there will be a number of New Brunswick High School college visits, workshops, and recruitment sessions. All workshops will be held in the auditorium. Coming up in early October, on October 6th, you can meet New Haven University. On October 11th, Rutgers Newark will be here at the high school. On October 12th, you can meet with Kane University. And we will have more college visits coming up throughout the year. Make sure you are tuned in and locked in so you can figure out what you're doing when you're done here at the high school.
And now sports.
All right, good morning, Zebras. It's time for your sports update. Yesterday was not the greatest day to be a Zebra. The boys soccer team, they lost to South Brunswick 4-1. The lone Zebra goal was scored by Joseph Juarez. And in goal, Jair Diaz had 8 saves and Henry Lopez had 2 saves on the day. In girls soccer, the Lady Zebras fell to South Plainfield 6-2. The bright spot for the Lady Zebras, Catherine Velasquez, scored 2 goals on the day. Coming up later today, girls volleyball will be at South River, and the football team is traveling to Monroe. Tomorrow, girls volleyball has a tri-meet against Mother Seton and J.P. Stevens, and girls soccer travels to Middlesex at 9 a.m. We'll have all the recaps and highlights for you on Monday morning. That's it for sports. Go
Zebras!
Go Zebras! Zebras indeed.
Also, before we start anything, Mr. Nestle, you said Monday morning, even though we don't have school Monday.
Oh,
Ooh,
my mistake.
catch.
Good catch, Adrian. Monday is a Jewish holiday,
Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah. So there's no show on Monday. We'll be back bright and early on Tuesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a talk about it Tuesday, and at some point we will talk about sports. Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
Found it.
You're welcome, Mr. Nestle. All right, so let's get on with the question. So my first question is, so do you encourage your team to do better or pass beyond their limits?
Well, that's a great question. I think everyone has their limits, and as a coach, it's my job to make everyone around in the team better. Which is funny enough because recently I have found myself holding back certain athletes because in track and field and sports, and cross country, it's a sport where you have to be ready for races, just like any other sport. But more specifically, you have to be completely ready. You can't be tired. So a lot of times we have certain kids that want to push themselves way too much, too soon into too close to the race. So I do try to hold them back to make sure that they're well rested. But at the same time, you also have those other athletes that are not pushing themselves enough. So it's a constant battle of pushing some, holding some other back to be at that.
So it's like
Point, yeah.
so it's like a climbing effort.
Right, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
That's a great way to put it. Coach Andrews, how you doing, sir?
Hey, what's going on? I didn't know whether I should be quiet or not because I'm loud as hell.
Say hi to the camera.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
I'm
That's
here.
good.
What's up? Everybody's like talking in secret, like, yo, I just arrived. I'm hyped up, ready to go. This is the first time doing one of these. I always want to be like a radio person.
All right, well, say hi to the camera
dream.
first of all.
Say hi to the camera,
There's the
Mr.
Hey, what's going on, people? Boom.
So
Okay.
for those that don't know, let me, if you mind, this is Coach Andrews. He's one of the other coaches for both
I'm
boys
the only
and
other coach. The only other, and I'm one of a kind.
for boys and girls cross country at the high school.
So I came in here and I hear Coach Garcia trying not to be cocky. This is the cockiest coach I've ever met in my life. All right? Now, this guy gets out there and does it. He doesn't just talk about it. He has done it and he's still doing it. So when he's speaking about cross country, it's something close to his heart. He'll get out there and run a 5K. Not me anymore, but I'm happy to say that his knees are hurting just like mine used to. So now I can stop being so jealous of his young body. All right.
Thank you, Coach Andrews.
Mm-hmm. All right. So where we at? Where we at in this?
Well, I actually got a question. What got you to doing cross country and field and track? Am I right?
Yes, track and field.
Track and field.
All right. So what got me into it was my older brother. He looked at me, he was like, man, you got to get up and do something. This is when I was a teenager, about your age. I was kind of like coming home, taking little naps and whatnot, doing terrible in school. And he was just like, man, you got to do something. And he was just like, running runs in the family. He talked me up big. He took me out there on a hot August day, and he was like, we're going to start training you. Had me run a mile. It felt like 5. I remember having a big old afro. I'm bald now, so please let's just skip over there now. And it was so hot, I felt like my head was a big microphone just drawing in heat. And him and his good friend just sat out there and laughed. But they were like, yo, you actually did pretty good for your first time. You kept pushing. And I kind of fell in love with the sport ever since. It was fun. It was a good experience. And I don't know, man. I just felt like it was something that I needed to do. And then it was something that I loved doing at the end of the day.
I feel like it's my turn to brag about Coach Andrews. For those that no, Coach Andrews, was a really good runner. If you're familiar with mile times, Coach Andrews did run a 4-minute and 30-second mile in high school. So
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much. All right.
All right. So my second question for both of you, do you push your students or your players to do well in the field, or let's just say they're playing against the school, right? do you push your students to do well? Do you encourage them? Do you talk to them about how the game should be played? What's the game plan here? Or something like that.
Well, yes, we do. Coach and Andrews always talk about what's strategy coming up to to the match, to the meet itself. Sometimes if we know a school it's has certain type of runners, and one of our best runners, he's very competitive, just like many other athletes are, right? And if we're at a point where we know that runner is going to win by a lot, we tend to hold them back or, or her back and say, relax, just get the win, save your body. We have another race coming up in a few days that you can use that energy in. Okay, so that's one of the things we do talk about with Coach Andrews, and then Coach Andrews can tell you more about like what we tell the kids how to run the race and what to do throughout the race.
All right, this is my specialty here. He comes up with the game plans as far as like the workouts. He likes to hurt kids. He likes to make sure they're feeling it. Sadistic, man, sadistic. But I'm very big on a mental game of running, especially cross country. This is very near and dear to my heart because when you're out there running 3.1 miles, when you're out there on the course for 20 minutes, 18 minutes, whatever, a lot of it, I tell the athletes every day, it's you against you. Yes, there are opponents out there. Yes, there are people running, but you got to run smart. You got to know your game. For example, if we know a runner is running, let's just say a 17-minute course, and our guy is running 21 and he's struggling to get to 20, we're not going to say go after that kid because we know that's a lot of time to make up. And during that struggle at the beginning of the race, he's going to make his time worse.
It'll be a suicide mission.
Yes. We'd be like, remember your pace. You're going to push it, but don't go chasing after this guy because there is a point game. He can get first place, but if we get second, third, fourth, and fifth, we're taking a meet. We're sweeping that. So we don't need him to be up there doing all that. The other thing for our athletes who are a lot less experienced, they don't know exactly how to pace themselves. And as I was walking in, I was hearing Garcia talking about this idea of pace. A lot of it is just running smart, running controlled. At the beginning of a race, we see a lot of new athletes run out there and they're like, oh man, I'm going to kill this. There's a big excitement. Sometimes, like the one we're going over the weekend, it looked like Braveheart out there. Those of you familiar with Braveheart, it's like a war. Like there's like 100-something kids lined up and they're excited to run 3.1 miles. It's amazing. And it looks like they're getting ready to run into battle. And sometimes that excitement pushes them through that first mile, and they're coming and they're running a faster pace than their bodies could handle. So mile 2 and mile 3, they're hurting. So we always say run smart and control. A lot of that is breathing, and a lot of that is staying positive in your head. So the game plan is huge, but a lot of it takes place internally.
All right, and I got another question. So I plan to go to the gym today, and I plan to run on the treadmill, right? Mm-hmm. Does the treadmill help you run faster? Or does it just build up endurance?
Well, I think one of the things that I say, what do 1 mile and 10 mile have in common? They're both better than 0, right? Yeah. So by you going to the treadmill or running on the street, you're already winning, wherever you do it. Now, in terms of is the treadmill helping you by propelling your legs forward and stuff like that? Yes, it does. So therefore, when you get on the treadmill, advice, if you want to simulate it being running on flat ground, you need to put the incline up at 1.2. Okay. Yeah.
About the players.
Runners.
Runners, sorry.
You good, man.
What do you look for in them? What do you really aim for?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you like? Like, if there's like a runner that you really like, what's the thing about them that you see differently?
Well, a lot of times, one of the things we see in sports, coach has favorites. Coach, it's somebody's their favorite. So in track and field and cross country, there's really no room for that because it's all about the stopwatch. The stopwatch does not lie. All right. But do we have favorites? Of course. Okay. Who's my favorite? The kid that shows up to practice every day, that kid that works hard every day, that kid that communicates with us every day, that kid that goes above and beyond to be part of the team and to be a positive energy in the team. That kid is our favorite. Whether they're the best runner, they're Usain Bolt, or a runner like Coach Andrews.
There he is. That's the guy I know.
Coach Andrews, what do you see? What do you look for in an athlete?
man.
What
I gotta say, man, we say this all the time with cross country because everybody's sharing the same pain. Everybody's sharing the same race. We're a family. All right. By the end of the season, we're like hugging these kids, and it's like we love that aspect of it, that we're not dealing with a 60 to 100 person team. We would love to have that out, but at the same time, because it's so tight knit and everyone's doing the same thing, it's a family. Now, given that, I got a lot of kids, 6. All right, let's get that number right. People stop telling me I got 11 kids, 10 kids. It's not funny. All right.
It's a little funny.
So, people will say, well, do you have a favorite kid? Everybody brings something different to the table. We got that strong, silent type that'll lead by example. Go out there and just put his heart out in there. Every workout on the line first. May not be the best kid, but people look at that like, man, he's always ready to go. Then we got kids who are very vocal. They may not, again, be the best kid, but they're motivating everybody else because they're like, come on, let's go, clapping it up, all that kind of stuff. And you would be amazed of the development in a child from year 1 to year 4 with a sport like that. We had a kid a few years back. His name was Jan. When he first came to us, so quiet. But by the time he left this school, man, from cross country and running, he walked with pride. He had a long old lines made. The kid was he was dynamite. But he didn't start like that. So we're always conscious of that. Like, we could love one kid for one thing, but at the same time, we don't know what that kid's going to develop into. All right.
Now, as we start to wrap up today, first, thank you to you both for coming in early here on a Friday and being a part of the program. As you go through the rest of this 2022 fall season, who are the cross-country runners that New Brunswick High School needs to know about, that are really out there, doing their thing and performing at a high level?
That's a great question. I don't think we have enough time to answer that question because every single kid is amazing. We have one of the things that this is my second year being the head coach. One of the things that I when I came into the program was recruit, and we were able to do a good job through that. And we have a very big team, and every kid out there, it's worth talking about, right? Now, if we talking about like our top athletes, well, we have a fantastic sophomore, Anthony Santos. He works hard. He's at practice every day, and he's the type of runner that I need to hold back because he's always trying to do so much more. So he's our best runner. Then we have on the ladies' side, we have Precious. She's from health science. She's our top ladies, and we do have a new lady coming up. She's a freshman, Fior. Fior, will be something very special. And we have senior Carol. We have Ashley Rivas. We have Romeo. We have Romeo Santos. No, it's Mendoza. I'm sorry, confused with the singer. And then we have Antonio Dominguez from P-Tech, and then we have, believe it or not, we have a lot of sophomores stepping up to the plate. Whether it's Freddie, Diego, all these guys are out there, and like I said, I could stay here all day talking about every single one of them, but we just don't have enough time. So those are some of the guys that come to mind right now, but yeah, every single kid, it's a special one out there.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming in, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you. Appreciate it. If I may add, on October 4th, we have senior night at Bigelow Park. So everyone watching, please come support.
I'll be there.
Thank you.
All right, that's what's up,
We'll
man.
celebrate
That's
our
what's up.
seniors. We'll give them all
We
a
getting the
nice...
marching band out there?
We are.
Yo, we're talking to the cheerleaders. We about to get it popping for cross country, man.
There you go.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it. It's awesome what you guys are doing.
Not as awesome as what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Can I add one more thing on the way out?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You know, one of the things that really made me happy this year was fear. The fear in the eyes of the other team when they saw us step off that bus. Now, we've been doing cross country for a long time. I've been doing it for a long time, and Coach Garcia is just coming on the head coach. It's one of those sports where it's like, you usually have a small team. It's like 10 people, 15. Even a lot of other teams are struggling to make a big number out there because it's like 3.1 for fun is a hard sell.
Yes.
And we now have like a 20-something person team.
Close to 30.
Yeah, and when we walked off the bus, every team that we faced has been like, oh, crap, there comes New Brunswick. Like, yo.
We're live.
Ooh, all right, I ain't say
That's
that.
cool.
Man,
That's
man.
cool.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
worry about it.
Yeah. The fear, I mean, it's such pride to be able to instill that in people because we used to feel that. We used to see those teams coming off that bus with X amount of people. We would still beat some of those teams because it's not about numbers, as I'm sure Coach Garcia has explained. But it's good to have that pride that we're something to be feared. All right? Once again, we're going to do this year.
Yeah.
The shirt's coming soon. Fear the Zebras.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
absolutely.
All right, that's going to do it for the Zebra Morning Show for Friday. And we'll be back on
Tuesday.
Tuesday. And we'll see you next time. Wave goodbye, everybody.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Zebra Morning Show.
Do us a favor and tell someone else about us. The word of mouth is the best way to help us grow.
Be sure to follow us on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram as Zebra Podcast Net.
Please consider subscribing and following us. The Zebra Morning Show is live streamed each day, and we're available as a podcast. Go to zebrapodcastnetwork.com/subscribe.
If you want to get involved with the Zebra Podcast Network, see Mr. Nessie.
Have a great day, Zebra Nation. See you later, ladies. Bye-bye.